Welcome to this channel. Today is Sunday, the 7th of July 2024. The theme of this video is insulin resistance. And what next? According to the World Health Organization, diabetes is a chronic metabolic disease characterized by elevated levels of blood glucose or blood sugar, which leads over time to serious damage to the heart, blood vessels, eyes, kidneys, and nerves. Type 2 diabetes is of the most common type, usually found in adults, which occurs when the body becomes resistant to insulin or doesn't make enough insulin. In the past 3 decades, the prevalence of type 2 diabetes has risen dramatically in countries of all income levels. Type 1 diabetes, once known as juvenile diabetes or insulin-dependent diabetes, is a chronic condition in which the pancreas produces little or no insulin by itself. For people living with diabetes, access to affordable treatment, including insulin, is critical to their survival. There is a globally agreed target to combat the rise in diabetes and obesity by 2025. But it remains unexplained how this could be achieved. About 422 million people worldwide have diabetes, the majority living in low and middle income countries, and 1.5 million deaths are directly attributed to diabetes each year. Both the number of cases and the prevalence of diabetes have been steadily increasing over the past few decades. Our changes in culinary choices, dietary habits, and sedentary lifestyles all seemingly, quietly attributed to the causes of diabetes, appearing just going unnoticed. Then what is a normal blood sugar level, and why does it matter? Keeping blood sugar steady gives you the energy you need in your everyday life. But when it spikes, your health can suffer. Here's what to know. According to Dr. Donahue, Doctor of Medicine, Chief Medical Officer of ProHealth Physicians, Farmington, Connecticut, the United States of America, open quote, blood sugar plays an important role in how you feel. When your levels aren't stable, you can feel tired and unwell. And if your blood sugar is constantly rising and crashing, you are at risk of developing diabetes. This is a serious illness that impacts nearly every part of your body. Close quote. Whilst we are here, it may be interesting to note the blood sugar basics. Glucose is another name for blood sugar, being your body's main energy source. Your source of glucose is from the food you eat, mainly from foods that are high in carbohydrates. For example, sweets, potatoes, bread, and others. Eating these food means passing sugar into your bloodstream. The body is very concerned about the level of sugar in the bloodstream, and to deal with this, the body has amazingly arranged one of your organs to discharge this duty, that is, the pancreas. Your pancreas makes pancreatic juices called enzymes, which break down sugars, fats, and starches. The pancreas also makes hormones to help the digestive system. One of these enzymes is called insulin. Specifically, insulin is a peptide hormone produced by beta cells of the pancreatic islets and coded in humans by the insulin gene. Insulin is the main anabolic hormone of the body. It regulates the metabolism of carbohydrates, fats, and protein by promoting the absorption of glucose from the blood into the cells of the liver, fat, and skeletal muscles. In these tissues, the absorbed glucose is converted into either glycogen or fats. That's where it meets insulin, a chemical released by your body. Insulin helps deliver sugar to your cells to use for fuel. But eating too much sugar can make your blood sugar levels go haywire. Common culprits comprise foods and drinks with added sugar, such as cookies and soda. This food cause a dramatic spike in your blood sugar levels, followed by a crash. This leaves you tired, cranky, and even worse, craving more sugar. According to Doctor Donahue, open quote, for most people, eating a little sugar here and there is okay, but eating a lot strains your body's ability to process it, and that can raise your risk of diabetes. Eating a lot of sugar can also cause weight gain and obesity. Those can raise your risk even more. Close quote. Now we turn to the blood glucose regulation. The concentration of glucose in the blood must be kept at a set point. The concentration of glucose in a person's blood can increase after they have eaten a meal full of carbohydrates. The concentration of glucose in a person's blood can decrease after a period of exercise or if they have not eaten for a long while. Glucose diffuses out of the blood into the muscle cells and is broken down to release energy for muscle contractions. If the blood glucose concentration rises too high, then cells can lose water. This may interfere with cell activities. If the blood glucose concentration falls too much, then body cells will not receive as much glucose and so will not be able to release so much energy in respiration. The concentration of glucose in the blood is regulated by the action of the hormones insulin and glucagon. These hormones are made in the pancreas and act on cells in the liver. The liver acts as the body's glucose reservoir. The body glucose regulation means that when the blood glucose concentration gets too high, liver cells can take in glucose and store it. When the blood glucose concentration gets too low, liver cells can release glucose into the blood. Then what are the dangers of high blood sugar? A high sugar diet can lead to insulin resistance. This means your body stops responding properly to the effects of insulin. According to Doctor Donahue, open quote, over time, the sugar you eat can't make it into your cells to be used for energy. It stays in the bloodstream, close quote. If your blood sugar is only slightly elevated, you have prediabetes. According to the Centers for Disease Control and Prevention, CDC, unfortunately, more than 80% of people with prediabetes don't know they have it. That is, prediabetes can get missed because it displays no clear symptoms. Often, they don't realize that anything is wrong until they have full-blown diabetes. Then why must blood glucose levels be carefully controlled? Keeping blood glucose levels within a safe range can reduce the risk of diabetes and heart disease. Blood glucose is a sugar that supplies energy to the body. Blood glucose monitoring measures the amount of sugar that the blood is transporting during a single instant. This balance helps provide sufficient energy to the cells while prevent damage that can result from consistently high blood sugar levels. Failing to maintain this balance would prompt diabetes and other conditions. Then what are the symptoms of diabetes? This may include extreme thirst and hunger, need to pee a lot, blurry vision, tingling hands and feet, losing weight without trying. Having diabetes can damage your arteries, heart, nerves, eyes, and even feet. Then how to keep your blood sugar under control? Fortunately, sticking to healthy habits can minimize your diabetes risk, even if you have a family history of the disease. According to Dr. Donahue, open quote, some people who are genetically prone to diabetes will get it even if they take good care of themselves. But following healthy habits can help delay the onset of diabetes. Close quote. Here's how you can help keep your blood sugar levels in a normal range. First, to skip sugary, highly processed food. Dr. Donahue recommends following the Mediterranean diet. This eating plan is low in sugar and rich in fish, fruits, and vegetables, whole grains, and beans. Healthy fats are also included, such as nuts, olive oil, and avocado oil. Second, to drop extra pounds. People who are overweight or obese are at increased risk of diabetes. The good news? Targeting for an ideal weight to reduce the risk may be too far-fetching, but according to Dr. Donahue, open quote, losing just 10% of your body weight can lower blood sugar levels, close quote. Third, to eat more fiber. Fiber is found in foods such as whole grains and produce. It slows down how quickly you process sugar. That helps your levels stay steady. Fiber also helps keep you full to avoid overeating. Fourth, to exercise regularly. Aim for 150 minutes of moderate exercise each week. 5 30-minute walk will get you there. Also, according to Dr. Donahue, open quote, regular exercise can help keep your blood sugar in your target range. That's because it helps your body use insulin. You also build muscle. This burns more energy, which helps you keep your weight stable. Close quote. Of course, a daily regimen of brisk walking, jogging, or swimming will definitely help. Fifth, to get 7 to 9 hours of sleep per night. This will be difficult for people leading hectic lives like businessmen, professionals, and even students. However, according to Sleep Foundation, lack of sleep affects hormones related to hunger and appetite. This can lead to overeating and weight gain. Sixth, to limit caffeine. According to Dr. Donahue, open quote, it's okay to consume some caffeine, but consuming a lot of it can make blood sugar levels unstable, close quote. Caffeine may make your cells less sensitive to insulin, so they take in less sugar from your blood when you eat and drink. Seventh, to quit smoking. Smoking can lead to diabetes because it makes cells less responsive to insulin. Smokers also have a high risk of belly fat. That can raise the risk of diabetes even in people who aren't overweight, says the CDC. Now back to the question raised in the theme, insulin resistance. And what next? The answer is diabetes. 87 million Americans have diabetes. And if the figure is not telling enough, how about 1 in every 3 adults? Comparing to the world figure of 422 million having diabetes, with a fatality rate of 1.5 million every year, dying of causes attributed to diabetes. Genetic reasons apart, diabetes is mostly an acquired ailment, mainly derived from irresponsible dietary habits and adoption of a sedentary lifestyle. These call for close and immediate attention, both for people having diabetes and those who have, fortunately, not yet become one. As Dr. Donahue says, open quote, this is a serious illness that impacts nearly every part of your body, close quote. Thank you for watching and listening. Goodbye.